because humans, our greatest strength and arguably our greatest weakness is our ability to normalize the abnormal, the extremes. We can live in the most extreme of times. And
we have artificial intelligence in our iPhones to a degree.
Sure.
Not artificial intelligence, but we have magic.
It's incredible stuff, right?
50 years ago, that's magic over there. And we're just like, oh no, that's just Siri. Now she's just telling me the weather in, Calcutta right now. What's weird about that?
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. I have an artificial intelligence system. That's just, and actually we hammer them, right? Like we talk about how bad Alexa is or whatever. And it's like, sorry, you're criticizing this computer that's telling you your calendar for the day and how to get to that place the fastest. So yeah, we're pretty good at normalizing the extremes, and that's one way that we manage to live in these extraordinary times. It does present, I think, a challenge for longevity, however. We don't seem to think about existential risk. We don't realize true risks. And that's not just climate change. We're talking soil degradation. We're talking acidification of the oceans, the destruction of marine as well as land ecosystems.
Yeah, we don't see the macro, do we? We're so focused on that making our life in the micro all good that we will sacrifice the macro of everybody's life at the same time.
Yeah, look, and at the same time, we do also need to look after ourselves, and I just think we don't do a very good job of looking after either the planet or ourselves. Typically, we're so focused on here and now that and being in the moment and ironically not actually living in the moment truly, but always in a sort of meditative sense. But we actually find ourselves so distracted by gadgets or just Facebook's news feeds that we don't actually begin to think of, how can we live a healthier, better life? How can we have a healthier, better society, healthier, better planet? We don't really ask those big questions. And I was taking the tram in today, and I was looking around, and, usually I'd be on my phone and I'd be reading something, I would hope, that was, reasonably educational, right? Sometimes, BuzzFeed. Sometimes you just do a top 10 just because you're bored, but some kind of listicle. But I was looking around and everyone's on their devices, and I was kind of trying to be a bit nosy and see what they're all doing. And the vast majority of the time it's social media. It's not... I don't think that's as enriching an experience. I don't think that's the most enriching experience that person could be having at that moment. And yet that was the experience.
Degrading of the mind.
Yep. So that worries me, that I don't think we're equipping ourselves for the long term, and I don't think we're equipping ourselves to think and dare to ask the questions that we need to be asking to survive in this next century, let alone to colonize the galaxy.
Yeah.
Maybe social media is the filter. I don't think, I think that's a uniquely human fixation, however. I suspect that most intelligences don't go this way.
I think it's the worst thing to happen to, Steve Jobs, when the iPhone and the smartphone came out, we were like, oh my God, look at this.
Yeah.
I block myself from my phone from 7:30 p.m. till 7:30 a.m. I can get into calls, bank, Uber, like a few things like that. And then all the other apps, I'm blocked, and my housemate has the code to get into them. So it's a real pain in the ass sometimes, because there's always something that I actually need right here, right now at 7:45 that I'm But I'm so heavily addicted to it, and other people's lives and junk news and junk whatever, that it's the only measure I could take. I tried everything to put my phone to grayscale, deleted all the apps, locked myself out with the code, so I had to break through that wall of annoyance. None of it worked. So now I'm just I'm locked out, and I can't get back in from 7:30 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. because it's not good for us.